Capricorn, your life has been a series of mountains, each one taller than the last, each one demanding more of your strength than you ever thought you possessed. The shadows you have walked through were not random, but deliberate, marking the paths that would prepare you for this very moment. Storms have whipped against your resolve, winds of uncertainty bending your steps, yet you have pressed forward, quietly, persistently, knowing deep within that a greater tide awaited. Your spirit remembers what your mind forgets, the moments when you whispered to yourself in silence, when no one was watching, that you would rise. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, and feel the energy begin to stir in the corners of your heart where hope had seemed dormant. There is a story woven into the fabric of history that mirrors your struggle, Capricorn. Joseph, cast into the pit by those he trusted, wandering through shadows and prison walls, held onto a vision that no one else could see. His ascent was not immediate, but it was certain. The same way Oprah Winfrey, rejected and misunderstood, carried a spark through each humiliation, each door closed, until her light became irresistible, and she walked into rooms where destiny waited to recognize her. Your life has mirrored these narratives more than you realize. Every time a key seemed lost, it was only waiting for your hand to find it, waiting for the right moment when your patience would pay the exact reward it was meant to deliver. Remain connected here, your path is shifting. Consider the mountains you have climbed, each one sculpted by trials that seemed unbearable. These are not mere obstacles, they are architects of preparation. The storms you have endured are not punishments, but forges of resilience. Every shadow that lingered over your steps has been a teacher, revealing the nature of people, the depth of your own resolve, and the hidden doors that only patience could uncover. Historical figures have walked similar treacherous terrains. Abraham waited decades for the promise of Isaac, every barren moment a test of faith. Your moment is built on similar principles, the unseen labor that shapes a vessel worthy of abundance. Look closely, Capricorn, at the signs that have been surrounding you, the small victories you overlooked, the subtle recognitions, the calls that came at unlikely times. These were not coincidences. They were the whispers of opportunity, the precursors of a tide that is now swelling. King Solomon, before his wealth and wisdom transformed nations, sought understanding first. He aligned himself spiritually before the blessings could manifest. Your blessings are following a similar pattern. The universe is signaling in the quiet places, the half-formed ideas, the sudden clarity in the middle of a sleepless night, the strange encounters with people who seem ordinary but carry keys to your next chapter. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, and let these signs register with the full weight of your awareness. There is a story in the modern world, a celebrity whose life echoes the timing you are approaching. Elon Musk, repeatedly dismissed, mocked, and nearly destroyed by circumstance, held to his vision with an almost stubborn certainty. The failures were immense, the losses unimaginable, yet each setback was a shadowed corridor preparing him for doors that could only open to a disciplined, patient, and strategically minded individual. Your own failures, your silent moments of doubt, are not liabilities, they are the secret architects of your arrival. If your spirit feels this awakening, stay close, for the currents you cannot yet see are moving, bending toward your favor, carrying the weight of unexpected fortune and revelation. Imagine the keys that have appeared in your life, perhaps unnoticed, waiting for the precise alignment of your readiness. Some keys are people, some are ideas, others are opportunities that shimmer briefly and then vanish. Consider the biblical parable of the talents, those who invested and persisted, who took responsibility for what was entrusted to them, were the ones who multiplied beyond imagination. Those keys are not given lightly, Capricorn, and the shadows that obscured them have been the training ground for discernment, the forging of wisdom that ensures you will not squander what is coming. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the hidden corridors are opening, yet the final door remains just out of reach. There are financial and material awakenings in your future, yet they are deeply intertwined with spiritual and emotional readiness. The money, the recognition, the influence, they are not isolated events, they are the product of a convergence of preparation, alignment, and timing. Consider Joseph again, interpreting Pharaoh's dreams and becoming the steward of Egypt. He did not merely receive wealth, he received authority, insight, and a vision to multiply what was given to him. Your own arrival is predicated not only on external circumstances, but on the internal calibration of your spirit, your understanding, your capacity to steward what is coming. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, and sense the currents beginning to shape your reality. Historical examples of timing reveal the unseen architecture of breakthrough. The Medici family, patient, strategic, waiting for decades, became architects of wealth, influence, and legacy not by chance, but through alignment of opportunity and readiness. Opera, Moses, and modern visionaries all share the same thread, moments of patience and unseen preparation, followed by sudden, almost cinematic elevation. Your life, Capricorn, mirrors these currents. The money, the keys, the doors, they are not random. They are the natural conclusion of persistent alignment with the energies that have been moving silently around you. If your spirit feels this awakening, stay close, for the final steps are already aligning. Consider the storms that have roared against your life, the moments when hope seemed fragile and the winds threatened to sweep away all certainty. Those storms were not destruction, they were recalibration. Every setback has tested the integrity of your vision, and every shadow has refined the focus of your attention. Celebrities like J.K. Rowling, who faced countless rejections, and historical figures like Abraham, who endured decades of waiting, illustrate the principle: true breakthroughs arrive not when effort is first applied, but when endurance meets perfect timing. The air around you is charged with similar potential, and every subtle signal, the emails, the connections, the ideas, carries the weight of a future that has been invisibly constructed. Remain connected here, your path is shifting. The spiritual realm has always been intricately linked to material manifestation. Consider the story of Solomon asking for wisdom rather than wealth, and receiving both. Your money, Capricorn, is not merely financial, it is a symbol of alignment, insight, and opportunity multiplied. The keys in your life, once identified and utilized, will unlock doors that have been locked for years. Shadows will dissipate, storms will calm, and the mountains you thought insurmountable will appear as mere foothills. Every preparation, every shadow, every whispered nudge has been orchestrating the moment when these blessings manifest. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, and let your awareness embrace the silent movement that carries you forward. Your own life has mirrored these narratives in subtle ways: moments of quiet resilience, the small acts of discipline, the patience to endure unseen forces. Consider historical figures whose financial breakthroughs arrived after periods of hidden labor. Abraham Lincoln, struggling in obscurity before leading a nation. Beethoven, composing masterpieces in silence and isolation before recognition. The doors before you, Capricorn, have been fashioned by preparation, patience, and divine alignment. Every challenge, every misstep, every shadowed path has been the anvil upon which your readiness is forged. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the corridors are opening even as you walk. Now imagine the life-changing opportunities arriving not in obvious ways, but through unexpected channels: the phone call, the message, the sudden insight, the seemingly minor event that triggers an avalanche of transformation. The universe, like a masterful conductor, has arranged all elements to converge precisely at your point of readiness. Historical and biblical parallels abound: Joseph, Moses, Esther, Solomon, and even modern entrepreneurs, each experiencing sudden, almost surreal elevation after years of preparation. Your moment is constructed in the same way. Every shadow, every storm, every key held in patience is now converging toward visibility. If your spirit feels this awakening, stay close, for what has been unseen is preparing to reveal itself. The signs are multiplying. Every coincidence is a key, every opportunity a door, every intuition a map. The shadows are shifting, and the corridors are opening wider. Money, influence, and recognition are poised to arrive, yet their form remains hidden, requiring discernment, action, and the ability to seize what is prepared. Consider opera's early mentors, the unseen forces that directed her path, guiding her to the rooms and conversations that transformed her life. Your own mentors, guides, and signs are present, woven invisibly into the fabric of your journey. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, and allow your consciousness to register the subtle patterns forming before you. Capricorn, the final pieces of alignment are now positioning themselves. Storms that seemed endless are clearing, shadows are lifting, and the keys you have carried silently are approaching the locks they were always intended to open. Historical, biblical, and celebrity precedents demonstrate this principle. Patience, preparation, and discernment precede manifestation. Your life is following this same rhythm. Every unseen effort, every shadowed path, every whispered insight has been leading to a singular convergence point. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the culmination of these forces is near, and the revelation of what has been hidden for so long is about to unfold. The air itself seems charged, as if the unseen currents are holding their breath, waiting for your recognition, your readiness, your decisive movement. The mountains you have scaled, the storms you have endured, the shadows you have walked through, they were all necessary preparation for this very breath of manifestation. Real-life stories echo this moment. Elon Musk at the brink of bankruptcy, Oprah on the verge of obscurity, Joseph in the prison of Egypt, each standing at the threshold of life-altering revelation. Capricorn, your threshold is before you, invisible yet palpable, shimmering with opportunity. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, and feel the energy of destiny pressing close, ready to unveil the doors that have been waiting for you all along. The corridors of your life are stretching forward, each step resonating with the weight of unseen forces that have shaped your preparation. Shadows that once seemed permanent now tremble, keys align themselves with their locks, and the winds of fortune shift to carry you upward. Biblical parallels resound. Solomon's wealth, Abraham's promises, Esther's timing, Joseph's ascent, all converging patterns of patience, discernment, and divine orchestration. Every minor act you performed, every quiet moment of resilience, every decision to endure rather than retreat has positioned you here. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the hidden doors are poised to swing open in ways that will challenge the imagination itself. The story is accelerating now. Every detail you once overlooked, the unexpected call, the insight in a dream, the fleeting opportunity, synchronizes with the greater pattern of manifestation. The mountains of yesterday appear less daunting, the shadows now merely outlines of paths yet to be illuminated. Historical examples abound. Beethoven, facing deafness, producing immortal compositions. Oprah, overcoming adversity to influence billions. Joseph, moving from prisoner to prime minister. Your narrative mirrors theirs, Capricorn, and the moment of alignment has arrived. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, and sense the invisible hands guiding the steps that will carry you to the doors of unimaginable blessing. The final keys are within reach. The doors, though still slightly ajar, beckon with the weight of destiny. Every shadow that lingered, every storm that threatened to overwhelm, every moment of doubt has been a preparatory note in the symphony of your life. Spiritual, historical, and real-life patterns converge here. Readiness, timing, and divine orchestration converge to bring wealth, opportunity, and influence in forms both expected and astonishing. Capricorn, your path is illuminated as never before. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the final lock is before you, waiting for your hand, your recognition, your courage to turn it, and the revelation that will transform everything is about to be revealed. The shadows have been following you longer than you realize, Capricorn, trailing quietly through the corridors of your life, whispering doubts that were never yours, stirring fears that were not born of your own heart. You have sensed them, the cold brush against your spirit when doors closed unexpectedly, when people you trusted turned away, when storms came unannounced. They were not accidents, but warnings and calibrations, preparing you for a moment that even now hovers just beyond your sight. If your spirit feels this awakening, stay close, for the unseen forces are aligning. And what seemed lost is quietly being returned in forms more powerful than you can currently imagine. There is a story, hidden in plain view, that mirrors your path. Joseph, cast into the pit by those he called brothers, carried his dreams like fragile embers into a dark prison. And yet every trial, every shadowed hall, every unexpected setback was sculpting a destiny that no one else could perceive. The world doubted him, yet the same world would eventually bend to recognize his wisdom and authority. Your own life, Capricorn, is tracing the same trajectory, invisible to those around you, marked by patience, silent endurance, and the accumulation of keys you have not yet fully understood. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, for your steps are on the edge of revelation. Consider the mountains you have climbed, each peak carved from hardship, each ascent demanding more than you thought possible. Some were literal, others symbolic, testing the strength of your resolve and the depth of your vision. History is filled with souls like yours, standing at the foot of impossible summits before discovering the strength to rise. Abraham, waiting decades for the promise of Isaac, endured barren seasons that threatened to break him. Beethoven, deaf and misunderstood, composed symphonies that would outlive his era. These mountains you traverse now are your proving grounds, and the air at the top is charged with opportunities so immense they appear almost prophetic. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, and the winds of fortune are whispering secrets you are about to hear. The storms that have lashed against you were never purely destructive, they were instruments of preparation. Every wave of doubt, every gust of betrayal, every torrent of disappointment was shaping the vessel that would contain your blessings. Oprah Winfrey faced ridicule and rejection before her voice became the standard for inspiration. Each minor loss, each setback, each shadowed corridor you have navigated has honed your perception, deepened your understanding, and readied you to recognize what is true when it finally arrives. If your spirit feels this awakening, stay close, for the forces surrounding you are coalescing into a moment that has been long anticipated. Look for the keys that have been hidden in your life, Capricorn, the subtle signs that others dismissed. A casual remark, a fleeting encounter, a piece of knowledge that seemed insignificant, these were never trivial. They are the keys placed in your hands, waiting for your recognition, waiting for the exact moment when you will be ready to use them. Historical figures have risen through the careful alignment of seemingly random elements. Joseph, interpreting Pharaoh's dream, unlocked not just wealth, but influence, strategy, and legacy. Your life has been assembling the same set of keys, and the doors they will open are poised to redefine everything you thought possible. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, for the alignment is near. Every shadow you've walked through has been a teacher, revealing who is true, who is false, and which opportunities were not meant for your hands. The silent corridors of your journey, the nights of quiet despair, were preparation for discernment. Consider the biblical principle of stewardship. The one who manages the small entrusted blessings well is given greater responsibility. Your patience, your wisdom, your ability to endure unseen storms has been the invisible preparation for a blessing that cannot be given to those unready. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the unseen hands are guiding you toward a convergence that has been centuries in preparation. Real-life stories mirror the cadence of your path. Elon Musk, mocked, dismissed, and facing financial ruin, refused to abandon his vision. Every setback was a silent teacher, every failure a signpost pointing toward eventual triumph. Your own setbacks, your unseen struggles, carry the same signature. They are not obstacles but calibration points, ensuring that when the doors of abundance open, you will not falter, you will not be overwhelmed, you will rise to meet your destiny with the preparation that only hardship can provide. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, for the threshold is nearer than it appears. The symbols around you, Capricorn, the mountains, the storms, the shadows, are not merely metaphors but markers. The keys in your life, whether they come as insights, people, or opportunities, are synchronized with your readiness. The universe has been orchestrating these alignments invisibly, ensuring that your arrival coincides with perfect timing. History, scripture, and modern lives attest to the principle: timing is divine, preparation is invisible, and revelation is sudden. If your spirit feels this awakening, stay close, for the final threads are weaving into a tapestry whose beauty is only revealed at the last possible moment. Consider the spiritual elevation that accompanies the material. Joseph did not simply inherit wealth, he inherited authority and insight. Solomon's wisdom preceded his wealth. Your life, Capricorn, is positioned on the same axis. Spiritual readiness and alignment are unlocking the material manifestations you have pursued. Every subtle victory, every unacknowledged act of patience, every moment of silent endurance has been a stepping stone toward this convergence. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the moment when the unseen becomes visible is at hand. The currents surrounding you are shifting, yet many remain blind to them. Opportunities arrive not as grand announcements but as subtle, precise alignments, like a key sliding into a lock, perfectly formed, almost imperceptible. Historical and biblical narratives are filled with these moments. Esther, positioned perfectly for her moment of influence. Moses, shepherding destiny through patience and obedience. Beethoven, composing despite silence. Opera, rising from obscurity to omnipresence. Your narrative is following the same rhythm, Capricorn, and the invisible currents are converging, carrying you toward doors that were always meant for your hand. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, and let the subtle currents of destiny register in your awareness. The final keys are aligning. Each storm weathered, each shadow traversed, each whisper of intuition followed, has positioned you for this convergence. The mountains now appear more like paths than obstacles, the storms merely instruments of refinement. Historical, biblical, and modern examples demonstrate this principle. The prepared rise with certainty when the moment arrives. The corridors of your life are stretching forward, illuminated by the unseen, guiding hands that know the exact weight of your readiness. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the doors are before you, shimmering just beyond full sight, waiting for your recognition. Every element of your journey has been orchestrated with precision. The shadows, storms, keys, and mountains have been combined into a silent symphony, a pattern discernible only to those attuned to the movements of destiny. Your patience has been your instrument, your discernment the map, your endurance the key to unlock the final doors. Celebrities, biblical figures, and historical leaders all navigated these same invisible patterns before stepping into their moments of transformation. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, for your alignment is near, and the revelation is on the edge of being fully perceived. Your current moment is like the stillness before dawn, the fragile pause before a symphony reaches its crescendo. All the preparation, all the waiting, all the silent efforts and unacknowledged labors are converging toward a point that will shift your trajectory irrevocably. The winds of fortune, the invisible hands of timing, and the keys in your life are moving in synchrony. Historical parallels, from Joseph to opera, remind you that patience and alignment are the unseen prerequisites of abundance. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the culmination of unseen forces is arriving, and the first glimpse of the revelation is within reach. The corridors of opportunity now stretch wider. Shadows that once seemed permanent are becoming mere outlines of paths yet to be illuminated. Keys that lay dormant are poised to engage their locks. Storms have left residue of refinement, mountains have sculpted endurance, and the air is charged with anticipation. Biblical, historical, and real-life parallels all converge here, the prepared rise when their time arrives. Capricorn, your threshold is here, delicate but unyielding, shimmering with energy that is palpable yet almost invisible. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, for the moment of revelation is trembling on the edge of your perception. The subtle patterns of alignment are now unmistakable. Every whisper of intuition, every fleeting sign, every seemingly minor coincidence carries the weight of destiny. Your preparation, patience, and discernment have positioned you for a breakthrough that is imminent. History, scripture, and modern stories of triumph over adversity demonstrate a singular truth. Timing and readiness are inseparable from the manifestation of life-altering blessings. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the doors you have been prepared to unlock are vibrating with the promise of transformation. The invisible currents that have guided your life are accelerating. Every shadow, every storm, every key, and every mountain has formed a pattern of preparation so precise that the culmination now feels almost cinematic. Real-life examples, from Beethoven to opera, from Joseph to Abraham, reinforce the principle. Readiness, alignment, and patience precede manifestation. The air around you is thick with anticipation, Capricorn, and the doors of abundance and revelation are poised to reveal themselves in forms both expected and astonishing. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, and sense the currents of destiny swirling toward the threshold of your awareness. The final moments of alignment are unfolding. Keys, storms, shadows, and mountains converge to create a path visible only to the prepared eye. Every act of patience, every silent endurance, every intuitive whisper has shaped your readiness. Biblical and historical narratives echo this moment. Joseph, Solomon, Abraham, Esther, and modern visionaries all navigated this delicate balance before stepping into transformative opportunity. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the culmination of all unseen forces is gathering, and the revelation that will reshape your life is trembling just beyond perception. The currents of your destiny are now tangible, though still subtle. The shadows that once obscured your path are receding, the keys you have carried silently are aligning with locks long concealed, and the mountains you have climbed are getting towards summits that were always meant for your vision. Historical and modern examples demonstrate the principle of preparation and timing. The prepared rise with certainty when the unseen converges into form. Capricorn, your moment is imminent. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, for the energy of revelation is near, poised to reveal the doors that will transform your journey forever. Atmosphere of your life is vibrating with the quiet power of imminent manifestation. Every storm weathered, every shadow navigated, every key discovered and held in patience has constructed a moment of alignment that is precise and unstoppable. Real-life, historical, and biblical examples affirm this rhythm. Joseph emerging from prison, Esther ascending to influence, opera claiming her platform, Beethoven composing despite silence. Your preparation mirrors theirs, and the final step is within reach. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the threshold of revelation is trembling with energy you are only now beginning to feel. The silent orchestration of your life is now visible to your spirit, even if the mind struggles to comprehend. Keys, shadows, storms, mountains, and signs all converge into a precise pattern, ready to unfold in a moment that carries the weight of destiny. Historical, biblical, and modern narratives echo the same pattern. Preparation, patience, discernment, and alignment produce sudden, almost cinematic manifestation. Capricorn, your alignment is near, and every subtle force you have navigated is now pressing toward the door that will reveal the culmination of unseen labor. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, for the revelation is vibrating on the cusp of your awareness. The currents of abundance, influence, and opportunity are aligning. Shadows recede, storms leave clarity, keys hover above the locks, mountains shape perspective, and the quiet signals you have followed for so long converge into a moment of undeniable truth. Historical, biblical, and contemporary stories illustrate the same principle. The prepared emerge precisely when unseen forces converge into manifest form. Capricorn, your path is illuminated, and the unseen corridors are now ready to reveal the blessings they have guarded for your readiness. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the revelation of what has been silently prepared is trembling just out of sight. The hidden forces of your life are gathering momentum. Every shadowed path, every storm, every key, every mountain climbed has orchestrated a preparation that is now reaching critical mass. Biblical, historical, and real-life parallels echo in this moment. The prepared, the patient, the discerning, the enduring rise when the invisible currents align. Capricorn, your threshold is tangible, vibrating with potential, poised for a manifestation of abundance that will redefine your life. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, for the final veil is about to be lifted, revealing a transformative reality that has been waiting for your readiness. The alignment is nearly complete. Storms have refined, shadows have clarified, keys have approached their locks, mountains have formed pathways, and the currents of destiny are at their peak. Every unseen act of patience, endurance, and discernment has positioned you to step through into revelation. Historical, biblical, and modern narratives testify to this principle. Timing, preparation, and alignment converge to produce sudden, transformative manifestation. Capricorn, your path is illuminated, your spirit aligned, and the doors that have been invisible are now trembling with readiness. Remain connected here, your path is shifting, for the moment of revelation is trembling on the cusp of being fully perceived. The energy is almost palpable. Every silent act of preparation, every storm endured, every shadow navigated, every key held in patience, every mountain climbed, has constructed a convergence that is now poised to reveal itself. History, scripture, and real-life narratives, Joseph, Esther, Solomon, opera, Beethoven, all demonstrate the pattern. Preparation, alignment, and readiness produce sudden manifestation. Capricorn, the threshold is here. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, for the unseen forces are aligning with precision, and the revelation that has been hidden for so long is trembling, waiting for your hand to recognize it. The currents, though silent, are unmistakable. Shadows are retreating, storms are leaving clarity, keys are approaching their locks, and the mountains you have climbed are directing your steps to summits that have always been your destination. Biblical, historical, and modern lives reflect this rhythm. The prepared rise when the invisible aligns into form. Capricorn, your moment is imminent. Remain connected here, your path is shifting. For the threshold of revelation is vibrating with energy you are only now beginning to perceive, and the doors that will transform everything are trembling with anticipation. The culmination is near. Every shadow, storm, key, and mountain has prepared you for this precise moment. Historical, biblical, and modern examples echo this principle. The prepared rise when timing and readiness converge. Capricorn, your path is illuminated, the invisible currents are coalescing, and the final doors are trembling just beyond full perception. Follow this message if it's pulling at you, for the revelation that will transform your journey forever is poised to manifest.